listeners, my name is Blue, and today we are lost in Homestuck epilogue meet chapter 20 through wherever we leave off, and I almost said high swap again. This is becoming a frequent occurrence. I loaded the page and I took one look at it and already started complaining. Okay, let's get into this. Starting off thirsty. That's not a good sign. Oh well. Jade gasps awakes and begins to spiral. Where does it leave off? Okay. Her body vibrates, sending waves of space disorientation out in all directions. But there's nothing to absorb those distortions. No space, no nothing. She's floating in a void of pure, overwhelming light. She feels it even before she can feel the pain from the wound on her chest. The vast emptiness surrounding her. The absolute abyss once known as the furthest wing. For a moment, she has the feeling that she's recalling something, images and sounds in her head that resemble memories. But the memories aren't hers, exactly. They seem to be someone else's. There's an older version of Roxy, with someone with a cheerful green skull for a head, who was Roxy's girlfriend? Something about an election? No, this doesn't make any sense at all. The memories are slipping away anyway. Quickly they dissolve, and soon they're completely gone, out of her mind's reach. Like she's waking from a dream. Just like that, they're gone. That's all that's... Whoa. All that's left of the memories belonging to her, along with the dire predicament for which she must claim responsibility. Her friends, Lord English, this great nothingness, this savage wound in her chest, that black hole. She looks away from it, quickly, reflexively. The way you turn away from a light source that's way too bright. The hole causes the same kind of discomfort to behold. It's so dark it hurts, yet it calls her. Her hair spills around her like tentacles unfurling. She coils into a fetal position and runs her fingers along the edge of her shard on her chest. It sends pins and needles under her skin. It's pure negative potential. The absence of a future. The thing skewering her through right now is space. Is the space between breaths, between atoms. She tries to remove it, but has trouble getting a grip on it. It fails to behave like a solid piece of matter, remains lodged within her stubbornly. It hurts, but she won't finish dying. Not just yet. She unfolds, blinking against a vast empty light around her. Her memories crease as she moves, filling her mind with the knowledge of the last few hours. She's 16, she thinks, trying to orientate herself. And she just fought Lord English after being plucked out of a doomed timeline. At least, if you can even call what she did fighting. But what was that dream? It was significant, she knows that much. Dave and Carcat? Why did they jump into her mind as a unit? Earth-C. What's Earth-C? Concepts collide, commingle. Two different understandings of her world knit into each other as easily as she takes her next breath. Urgency bleeds off her natural neuroreceptors. God, I'm blaming the text, but we all know it's my fault. Melts right out of her fingertips. She lets herself float, unmoored, carried along by the ebb tide in space that only she can perceive. She wonders if anyone else survives. She wants to see John. She didn't notice the moment she turned her gaze back towards the black hole, but now she couldn't look away if she tried. In slow, hazy spirals, it beckons her. The longer she stares at it, the deeper she peers into the folds of infinite atrophy. And louder it gets. Loud? She only noticed now there's sound emanating from it. But not the kind of physical ear can detect. The whole has a voice. one that's becoming material, the more the expanding black spirit dominates her senses. Jade's wounds throb. She hears the voice fill up in the dark space between her ribs. It's calling to her from the center of the depth of everything. She kicks off her ruby red slippers and drifts ever closer. Come. What the fuck? Forget I said that. Jane leads into her accelerating descent. She listens for another command, but the hole has seemingly said all it will. She considers asking who is speaking, but her mouth stays shut, powerless against the forces transfixing her. Jade has no way of knowing who the voice belongs to. She has no context for understanding the true nature of this being, what role she has played in bringing about the end, and how long she has been waiting for this. She has no idea, but I do. The dead cherub is making her move. We should get the fuck out of here. Let's see what Dave's up to, okay? Okay, Dark. You couldn't have picked a darker orange. You had to be obnoxious. Okay. Holy shit, that's disgusting. Don't be a xenophobe. I'm not being a xenophobe. Karkat doesn't respond immediately. He shuffles his feet to the edge of the outcropping they're standing out on and stares at the brood pit, where the mother grub of Earthsea is squelching out unfertilized jelly. Dude, you know I'm not being a xenophobe. No answer. The silence makes Dave actually back up for 3 seconds and think about what the hell just came out of his mouth. He's worried that maybe he said something wrong here. That he was being horribly insensitive inside a place that's probably holy ground for a few Alternia-born trolls left alive. Maybe flippant xenophobe wasn't the best look in front of your alien pseudo-boyfriend when it comes to about jamming about the irreconcilable biological difference between your species. Dave could definitely be handling the situation with a certain measure of restraint or grace, but he's got my genes, so he declines to handle it in a different way than that. I mean, that's what this whole election thing is about. Having your back when it comes to this reproduction issue. Well, that and the economy. Let's not lose total sight of the economy in this critical discussion. But I'm also as passionate about this troll species thing as I am about the economy, which you may not have known is my #1 issue. My wheelhouse, you could say. But my other wheelhouse is like, giving a fuck about your feelings and culture and shit? Karkat still doesn't answer. He's staring real intently at the jelly. Dude, hey, Karkat. Yo, Karkat, are you listening? I see good text, okay. Hey, dipshit, shut up for a minute. I'm not ignoring you because I'm mad. What? That wasn't what I know that you perish like a delicate lilac bloom in the fucking desert, if not showered with my verbal attention all the time. But I'm kind of witnessing the rebirth of my entire fucking species right here. You ever think that this might be a monumental moment for me? That I might be awestruck at the pure majesty of the sight? Dave comes closer to the edge of the outcropping, standing shoulder to shoulder with Karkat as he too observes the majesty of translucent goo getting birthed out of a whole alien asshole. Dark! I don't know why I expect any less. Okay. Karkat's got a strange expression on his face. Cast half in shadow and half in orange light. Dave winces at the grub's nasty slime shoot sputtering out a bunch of air bubbles. It's gross. It's a gross gargling fart that goes on basically forever. Yeah, but it is totally disgusting, right? I can't fucking believe you. What part of this is disgusting? Is it the deflating of its distended abdomen, or the sounds of dozens of segmented legs crackling against its exoskeleton? The unfertilized slurry being slowly squeezed from its oval positional spinchers. Is that it? Is that disgusting to you, Dave? Kind of. You're right. It's horrible. To be completely honest, I would have gladly gone the rest of my wretched existence without ever seeing this. It's like when you squish the toothpaste down in the middle, only the tube is filled with fetus juice. I regret my existence. I'm sorry, but I can't hear you from down here. Did you want to talk to me, or are you intent on performing an impromptu and very unfunny comedy act on my front step? Oh, hey, Kanaya. Dave grabs Karkat by the wrist of his oversized slitter, and they skid down a narrow walkway into the mouth of the crater. Kanaya steps up from beneath the canopy where she was doing grub science, wiping her hands on a silk cloth. She's glowing. Her skin, I mean. Her mood can be politely described as pensive. Still, she smiles at the sight of old friends. Much taken, sis? Must you always call me that? Nah, but it does feel pretty rad to say it. Like, well, my sister-in-law is an alien. How cool is that? I love your awesome planet where everyone is free to form xenophilic family units without fear of government interference or reprisal. Which is a totally smooth segue into the topic at hand. That wasn't smooth at all. In fact, I don't think it would be possible for you to raise the subject we've come to talk about in a more ostensibly-ish way. I don't know, ostentatiously. Take a second to read in front of your face. Awful and awkward way. Just because you did that stupid little... Here, Karkat. Karkat pauses to imitate a very common Davism that involves two hands and double wrist swivel, and it's an incredibly good imitation. Because he sees this particular bit of body language like 10 times a day. Motions with your hands doesn't make it smooth. No, see, the reason it's smooth is because I was the one who did it. I got inherent smoothness, and its quality transfers through everything I say and do. Okay. Also, that thing I do with my hands isn't stupid. It's cool. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen, and you do it like 10 times a day. What is it even supposed to be? I'm dropping a beat. Like using a turntable, scratching one song into another, all smooth and shit. It looks like you're trying to fold laundry and you forgot to iron. Ah! Dude, you have never once in your life ironed a shirt. I am familiar with the basic mechanics of your Earth customs, Dave. Well, okay, ironing is not Earth culture. I've seen Kanaya iron like a whole bunch of shirts. Yo, Kanaya, back me up on here, shit. Here, sis. God damn it. Kanaya regards them with a thin, lipped smile that is equal measures patronizing and fond. So, this is about the election? Ah, yes, you've already heard. Kanaya holds up her phone. I do get the internet down here. I am impressed that you managed to be seen in front of that many people without spontaneously bursting into flames. Wow, thanks. Another vote of confidence from one of my dearest friends. This condescension is really rich coming from the person who decided her narcissistic obsession with being the one to hatch the mother grub was more important than not seeding our planet with a stopgap system of reproduction that could cause systematic speciesism to ossify into society for 5,000 years. Karkat, hey. This again? Yes! This again! Fuck! Karkat, buddy, remember the game plan here? We want to get Kanaya on our side, not alienate her completely. Karkat, I acknowledge that there have been consequences to the decisions we made regarding the foundation of the society that were not foreseen or ideal, but I do not think that it is productive to attribute these resultant troubles to a single decision or individual. It stands in the way of her efforts to address them. Shh. Shush, Pap. You know, as well as I do, that we must protect a united front. Please do not misinterpret my tone. I have nothing but the utmost faith in you. Fucking bug, get out of my way. Kanaya reaches out and puts a hand on Karkat's head. He doesn't duck away in time. She gives him an affectionate, matronly hair ruffle between his horns. She keeps her hand there and pulls him a step closer so she can speak softly to him. Her voice travels high in an empty cavern, but her tone is tender and private. While I know it is difficult for you to take a direct complaint, I have in the past put my faith in you when there is a threat to our survival. What? I have in the past put my faith in you when the threat to our survival has been imminent and literal. It's basically nothing to ask me to do it again now that the threat is far more. Kanaya pauses, choosing her words more carefully than usual. She takes her hand off Karkat's head and puts 2 fingers to her lips. Karkat follows the motion with bright. Karkat follows the motion, wide and bright as dollar coins. Existential is how I think I shall put it, if we're going to be polite. You're up on all the issues then. Kanaya sighs and starts making her way around the edge of a brood pit. How can I not be when it concerns me so directly? She lifts the hem of her skirt and jumps in. Dave is watching her, but Karkat's looking contemptively at his intertwined hands. Kanaya's right. It's most excruciating for him to take a complete unironic compliment. Why would you like compliment? Especially face to face. Like what she just said to him. I understand this is about Karkat. It's one of the precious few things he and I have in common. We eternalize and protect equality in very different ways. However, which is why I'm going to win. Dirk, shut up. Jane has been here to speak with me recently, in fact. No fucking way. She was quite cordial as well. You know, I do like Jane. In some regards, she reminds me of a friend we had who sadly did not survive our time in the meteor. She was unfailingly kind to everyone she met, but she also happened to be the heiress to the throne of a vast and bloody empire. No, Val. And while she had a lot of opinions on reform, she had already wrenched some of her power from our last empress in the traditional manner. That was harder than it was supposed to be. Karkat finally looks up at the description of one of their many dead friends. Kanaya carefully steps between the petals of brewed jelly and approaches the mother grub. She rests an ear against the rise of its massive stomach and taps the shell with 2 perfectly managed fingernails. By which I mean that Jane is perfectly pleasant, and I believe she has only the best of intentions. But I can't shake the feeling that deep inside her lurks the potential for despotism. Okay, I get why you guys keep calling Jane a crypto-fascist, but fucking Pfeffery? She was harmless. These things take time to gestate. Like that. Damn. Power corrupts in small steps. Compromises, concessions, appeasements. The leaders follow the example set for them. Look at what Jane has modeled herself after already. I do believe it's important to consider precedent. When Kanaya is satisfied with whatever she hears turning inside the grotesque insides of the giant bug, she comes back up to the lip of the pit and hoists herself out. This is why I trust you, Karkat. Because you listen to advice from below and beside you. Because you listen to advice from below and beside you, not from above. And if Dave is with you, I trust you not to isolate yourself as you have in the past. Sweet, so we got your endorsement then. She laughs, not kindly. Jane offered me a seat on the board of responsible troll reproduction. What the fuck? How dare she? That is exactly what I said. With more tact, of course. I do understand the trepidation considering what history books taught about Alternia. Oh, like human history is a fucking block in the recreation sprawl. How hypocritical can she be? Yes. In case you can't tell, I am actually fucking furious about this. She couldn't pick a more subtle word than responsible. She's not even trying to mask her xenophobia. It's like she has no fucking respect for us. This is entirely thoughtless on her part. It is entirely thoughtless on her part. Our reproduction method is alien and unfamiliar. To a human, it must sound monstrous, uncontrolled even. Well, of course. When I hear about how human grubs chew their way out of the... Carcat, no! Okay, take two. When I hear about how human grubs chew their way out of the female mate's bird's abdominal hole before consuming the membrane, it makes me want to vomit. But you don't see me proposing fucking political policy based on that. Dude, that's not how pregnancy works. Dave, you might not have noticed, but we're not talking about humans right now. Yes, Dave, check your privilege. Okay. Anyway, we need to expose her bullshit immediately. I don't see how any troll can vote for her if they hear what she's planning. I have a feeling that it would- oh god. I have a feeling that it would sway many non-trolls to our campaign as well. I hope that there is at least one principle we share as a planet, which is that we must all work to ensure equal dignity and respect for every species. Otherwise, what was all this for? The three of them stare at the floor in an adorably cartoonish... I'm saying that word in my head right now. But I can't say it out loud. God damn it. What was all this for indeed? That's a good question. Morality is a cultural construct. It's pure ego for any of them to believe that their personal interpretations of it will result in the most effective laws. You know, that might be the magic ticket folks need to hear to break up about this issue. Would you be willing to say that exactly, that like in front of a huge crowd and also television crew 6? Or maybe just in front of Jake English? Oh dear, has Jane recruited Jake? That'd be disastrous. He is beloved in the Troll Kingdom for his perky ass. Can we stop talking about English's perfectly perky ass, please? Seriously? I told you, it's not just me! It has some terrible arcane power. I have never seen anything like it. Oh my fucking god. I'm fucking livid. Well, she doesn't have him yet. But Jane is one of his best friends, so we gotta approach this with a scorched earth policy. Give him the whole cadre of sob stories that will make him feel all manly and heroic for lending his support. Just gift wrapping babies for him to kiss. Troll babies even? Sure. That could be part of the deal. He can kiss the first natural born grub right on its gooey little head. While giving double pistols. I gave Carcat Kanaya's voice. While giving double pistols and wink at the camera, no doubt. Bam. That's your re-election billboard right there. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Of course not, but this definitely has potential. Have you spoken to Rose yet? No. I mean, she's... Dave mimes lying down and taking pills. The look Kanaya gives him is neither fond nor patronizing. What's up with that anyways? Are you guys, grub pregnant? Kanaya keeps staring. Dave, what the fuck? No. It's okay if you are, we won't tell. No. Don't you dare drag me into this grave you're digging for yourself. Come on, Carcat, don't you want to be an uncle to a little bundle of love and unnatural genetic tampering? No. What even goes on inside your head that you just produce this endless gushing spat of atrocious word garbage every day? Okay, stop freaking out. I'm just saying, from what I understand of troll reproduction, it would be technically possible for a troll and human to... No. And with ectobiology, anything's possible. Oh my god. Whatever put you on this infallible train of thought? I don't know, it's just unusual for Rose to brush me off for our annual ecto-sibling oversharing session. She's been sick for a while. Either she's pregnant or I got reasons to be worried. Peaches, stop it! Kanaya turns her head and bites her lips. Her thin fingers clutch at the hem of her skirt. She starts flickering a little, like a light bulb in a heavy storm. The mood in here is just all over the place. Dave, sensing how uncomfortable he's made everything, cranks up the irreverence in his tone. When you gotta put your foot down. When you put your foot in your mouth, shoving all the way to your intestines and pulling out your ass is a valid tactic, he seems to believe. I'd be cool with it, you know, bringing on rosemary combo grubs. Rosemary? Like Rose plus your last name, which is Marianne or something, right? Mariam. Yeah, that. Ergo. Rosemary. I hate it. The rosemary babies would have her hair and your horns or whatever. Like when two cartoon animals of a different species give in to their lusts and have preposterous children. Fucking adorbs. I'm going to call my wife and you're going to stop talking. Her thumb is anxiously tapping on her wife's name in her list of contacts. She walks briskly to the other side of the cave for privacy, pulling the curtain and her makeshift flap shut. At the other side of the cavern, Dave and Carcat bicker about what their common kids would look like in the event that they decided to stop being such laughable wusses and begin fornicating like two cartoon animals and of different species who have given into their lust. And the day hell freezes over, maybe their kids could even play in the snow. Kanaya puts her phone to one ear and her hand to the other. Rose's line rings for a long time. It's unusual, she thinks. Rose rarely leaves her phone unattended. Personally, I don't think it's odd, because I'm currently watching Rose lay unconscious on my workshop floor. I'm guessing Kanaya is going to be pretty surprised when it's not her wife that picks up. But she'll have to deal with it, because I'm the one holding the phone, and Rose is in absolutely no condition to be having a conversation with anyone on the phone. Not even her cherished bride. Hey, sorry, but Rose can't come to the phone right now. Kanaya's voice turned sharp right away. Excuse me? She can sense something's wrong. She's also smart enough and face out enough in handling questionable men to understand that she quickly needs to regulate the tone of her voice for diplomatic purposes. Dirk, is that you? I don't answer immediately. I'm distracted by something. She should really chill out anyways. I got everything under control. Not that she'll ever be able to fully appreciate this. Dirk, why are you with Rose? What is going on? I don't have time to explain right now. John's doing something vaguely important to the plot again. I don't have time to explain right now. John's doing something vaguely important to the plot again. Dirk? What? This is going to have to wait. Dirk, I'm putting you on hold again. Dirk! Oof. Oof. Like... Oof. I don't know if my reading comprehension can handle another chapter. I really wish I could read today, but I can't. I'm out of practice. You need to record more, like you're supposed to, you dumbass. Okay. Enough really killing myself. We're gonna leave it off on this little cliffhanger. What is John doing that's important to the plot? I hate myself. Okay, that's it for today's days. If you liked the video, please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already to join our wonderful galaxy. Comment down below and I'll get back to you in some way or another. And I will see you for our next adventure. Remember to stay in cosmic dust, so be nice. Kate, love you, bye!